Okay, building on the last lesson. So what we did is we went over getting back to a passive hands up, went right to the full side cover. And then the drills I gave you were for working the full side cover in the kickboxing range, right? We're going back and forth, and certainly we can use this in that kickboxing range. But one of the things we use it for frequently is to enter. So there are three primary ranges of combat, right? And this can be broken up into more slices, but really once the fight is on, you have stand up, clinch, and ground, right? And then some people will call trapping another range unto itself. So, and some people will say, oh, it's actually kicking and then punching and trapping, but to keep it simple, you have stand up, clinch, ground. So what we're going to do here is look at how we use this primarily as that defense against an attack, right? A big sucker punch or a false crack. And so what we want to do is we're actually from that hands up position, instead of just staying here, we're going to actually enter. So we're actually going to come in towards the bad guy. And if you remember, Jeet Kune means way of the intercepting fist. So we're basically intercepting. So this goes in the category of what I would call a crash cover. We're crashing right in, and we're going to go into that clinch range. The clinch range being that zero distance or upright wrestling kind of range. And in that range, our primary tools are going to be headbutts, thumbing the eyes, uppercuts, knees, elbows. So again, from here, that punch comes in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to step in. And as you can see, I'm leading in with that elbow, and you have to be careful with your training partners because sometimes you can catch them in the face of that elbow or even in the clavicle kind of area. So you got to be careful with it. Now, the good thing about that is sometimes you'll get the bad guy as well. You'll come in and boom, get that elbow right into the face. But you don't want to be focusing on that too much, because if you do, it kind of just it makes you move weird. It kind of throws your game off. So what you want to do is really just your main goal here is here the guy's attacking with a big punch. We're going to enter and we're going to go right into a Muay Thai clinch. So there's different things that we can do from here. I'm going to go right with the old what's called a plum, or sometimes just called the Muay Thai clinch, the neck clinch, because that's what I taught most of you in the first place, and it's still my go-to, my primary. So with that, the hands are like this. We're grabbing back here, base of the. Some people say base of the neck. Some people say back of the head. I like the back of the head because when you control the head, you control the body, right? So this goes here. One hand holds the other, and it goes right in here. And what you want to do is very important also that you keep your elbows together, because one of the dangers here is the guy can drop levels and go to tackle you like a double leg takedown or just a sloppy tackle, right? So if you keep your elbows in, be sensitive to how they're moving, and you can level change with them if they start to drop levels to go for a shoot. Okay. The other thing is you want to keep them off balance. So what we're going to do is, as soon as we enter, we're going to immediately go into that necktie, and we're going to start throwing knees right into the groin or to the lower abdomen. And you want to kind of move the guy around as well. You want to keep him off base so he can never set and have a good foundation to fight you back on. Now with the knees, I'm going to back up a little bit. Really important that from the side, we're not just throwing knees like this. I'm trying to see if you can see me. You got to put your hip into it, right? We're pulling down, putting the hip into it. We get more power, really driving. And for now, I'm going to say only throw the knees off the rear leg. If you throw off the front leg, really hard to get enough power. It's where you're going to hurt them enough where they're not going to just reach down and grab, and now you're in a single leg position. You got to deal with that. We don't want to, we have ways to deal with it. We'd rather not deal with it, right? So once you're going to go here, you're going to go here, in, cover, throw 3 knees with the right, and I'll move back here, switch your feet, and then throw 3 with the left. Now that's not necessarily what you need to do in a fight. That's just a good little way to drill it so you can practice throwing knees from both sides and that little switch footwork. Okay? All right.